Greetings and salutations. It is I, Herr Professor Micabro, indeed, and I am accompanied by Fraulein Zombie Citos. Oh yes, you have caught me reading some academic material, you say, and enjoying a little bit of the... Oh, wacky tobacco. Oh yes, but I am a highly educated person, and I enjoy reading academic information and a good smoke from time to time. Isn't that right, Fraulein Huesitos? What's that? Oh, indeed. I apologize, Fraulein. Zombie Citos. The weed's starting to get to me, I tell you what. But, by the way, I wanted to regale you with a movie review. Oh, indeed. Yes, and recently I saw this film. I revisited this film, actually, in one of my notorious movie and booze. Unfortunately, her professor was a little sick, so could not partake the booze, unfortunately. But he still had his movie marathon, and as such, I wanted to see a classic again. Herr Professor Macabro is a educated, sophisticated individual. Indeed. And the movie selected for this occasion, you see, is Und Bride du Frankenstein. Yes, a classic sequel to Frankenstein with Boris Karloff, you see. Yes, indeed. Based on the Mary Shelley literary masterpiece on Frankenstein. Yes, indeed. And this, her movie, takes place after the ending of the first Frankenstein, where the Frankenstein monster is in the windmill and he tosses Herr Frankenstein into the crowd like a ragdoll. Actually, even kind of looks like a ragdoll. You think they actually used a ragdoll before ragdoll things was a thing. Anyway, Herr Frankenstein is apparently dead, but at the end of that they give a happy ending that says that Herr Frankenstein is not dead. He is just gravely injured, but he'll be okay. But the fate of the monster is left ambiguous until the Bride of Frankenstein. And the monster is actually under the wreckage of the windmill, and he is able to escape and kill an old raggedy person that is supposed to be the father of the little girl that got drowned. But I guess they can get the original actor because it doesn't look like him. And he kills the wife of, the Fraulein wife of the guy that was the dad of the daughter. And he also scares the shit out of this screeching lady that was in The Invisible Man. Indeed, another universal classic. When the Frankenstein monster comes out of the hole, and the makeup on him is top notch. He looks all burned. He has a buzz cut because all his hair was singed. You can see and staples that were put on his head to keep everything together. And Herr Frankenstein is alive, and he actually is happily living it up with his bride. But then comes in Dr. Pretorius, one of me favorite mad doctors, indeed. And he's like, oh, hello, Herr Frankenstein. I would like to have a collaboration with you. Let's hook up and recreate your experiment. But Herr Frankenstein's like, fuck no. That fucking monster almost ruined my life. Killed my chick. I'm not doing that. Fuck off, Dr. Pretorius. But Dr. Pretorius is very convincing. He's like, okay. Come over to my pod and I will show you my experiments. And fucking Dr. Pretorius is God. He created these little people. He has a little king and a little ballerina and a little mermaid. And the effects on the little people are fucking amazing. I love Dr. Pretorius and his little creations, and Dr. Frankenstein's like, holy shit! You put my thing to shame, but no, I won't do it. Fuck off, Pretorius! But when Dr. Pretorius is very convincing, he's like, very well, I will start things off without you. Well, the monster is crucified like Jesus, but he escapes. He meets the old man. The old man's like, oh, dude, fuck, you're all fucked up. But I'm kinda lonely, so stay with me and we'll keep each other company. And the old man teaches her monster to speak. And he's like, fire! Fire! Good. And they form a friendship, which is unfortunately ruined by David Carradine, who later played Dracula in the Universal movies. So he's walking around, being chased away, as Dr. Pretorius is desecrating the corpse of a young woman, and he has all the bones set up, and he's like, toasting. Imagine foul and zombie death fetuses, the bag of bones, and her Pretorius is drinking his booze and toasting to the bones. Yeah, Dr. Pretorius is one cool cat, let me tell you what. And he's drinking with the bones, and he turns around, sees the Frankenstein monster, and he's like, oh, hello. Not even fazed by the fact that her monster is standing in front of him, and he's like, ha, come on down, you ugly motherfucker. I got plans for you. I'm going to create a mate for you, a pal, someone that you can do the beast of two backs with. And the monster's like, awesome. So they kidnap Frankenstein's wife, and then they force him to create the Bride und Frankenstein. And don't get jealous, baby, but the Bride und Frankenstein is, oh, she's a hot babe, yes indeed. The hair, the whole get-up, and the actress that plays her is very pretty to look at, so. And they got really good with their stitching. She only has a couple of stitches here, and well, I assume she has a lot more stitches in the side, because she has really thick clothes protecting the looks. But fucking iconic, even though it's the only appearance of the Bride und Frankenstein. She is very iconic, really makes a staple. There she is right there. Look at her. Is it weird that I have a boner for her? I don't know. But yes, Holly makes an appearance here and never gets mentioned or brought up ever again in any of the other Frankenstein sequels. So such a shame. As I would have liked to see more of the Bride of Frankenstein. So Dr. Pretorius is like, yes, we have created the Bride und Frankenstein. And the monster's like, oh boy, I'm gonna get me some. But unfortunately, the bride is like, oh no. You motherfucker, you're one ugly bastard. I want none of that. Because she hisses for some reason. So she's like, shh, and the monster's like, motherfucker. I can't get laid. So he's like, fuck it. Nuts to this. I'm gonna blow everything up. So, her Frankenstein has an auto-destruct sequence. Well, every mad scientist has to have a self-destruct sequence in his secret lair. Do not question why. It's just something that is a basic rule of thumb on any mad scientist secret laboratory. Not in mine. I would not have a self-destruct sequence. Look at all the movies that I have. Do you think this was easy to accumulate? No. I couldn't possibly start from scratch and get all these movies again. So, no self-destruct sequence in my lair. Yes, indeed. But for Frankenstein, well, it was in the 1930s, so of course, he had one. So the monster's like, Dr. Frankenstein, take your lady, piss off. Dr. Pretorius, the bride, dead things deserve to be dead. So he pushes the lever, and everything explodes, and the monster, kapoof! The bride, kapoof! Quite literally, because again, she's never brought up again, and her Dr. Pretorius, patoof! All gone. So only the monster survives, and it ends. And that's the end of The Bride und Frankenstein. And it is amazing. Great freaking work of art. I love The Bride und Frankenstein. Love it to death. And especially because, again, the bride's the hot chick. No, don't get mad. Don't get mad, Fraulein. No, you know, it's only a movie. And you're real life. I love you, baby. Yes, indeed. I only appreciate her aesthetic. That is all. Yes, indeed. Again, I'm a very and cerebral and educated individual. Ooh, that's some good shit. And yes, so Professor Macabre gives The Bride und Frankenstein 10 out of 10. Good. Good. Yes, indeed. You feel sympathy for her monster and how the motherfucker just can't get a break. And again, when Frankenstein comes back, top notch. The bride looks freaking hot. And again, Dr. Pretorius, my favorite character. He's just badass indeed. And I like any man that is in lice, hangs around in a cemetery, and boozes it up with a couple of bones. A cool cat in my book, let me tell you what. So, let me know, what do you think of Her Bride und Frankenstein? Do you like it? Do you also consider it a work of art? Let us know in the comments down below. But until we see you all again next time, this has been Herr Professor Macabre, accompanied by Fraulein Zombie Wasitos, thanking you for watching us. And wishing you all, like always, a good evening.